Let's learn using the if logical function that we need to work in Excel. Now let's go ahead and jump to the if function and let's see how to use that. So let's say if we have the name of the fruit, let's say apple, orange, lemon, or let's say bananas, so equal if. So the logical test will be based on cell H5. So if H5 is, let's say, an orange, I want Excel to tell me that it's true. If it's not an orange, I want it to tell me that it's false. So here this is false because it's not an orange. And I'm going to extend it. Notice that I do get a true statement for this being orange. If I change this to orange, it becomes true. If I change that to an apple, it becomes false. And so that's one way in which you could use the if statement, and you can also use it to say something other than true and false. So let's say if so H5 is a lemon. So for words you need to put in quotation marks, and now instead of type in true, I want to type in yes, so I have to put quotations yes. And the next one I could type in no, or I could say it is not a lemon. Whatever I decide to write here, it's gonna replace the word false with that statement if it's not true. So here I don't have a lemon, so it is not a lemon. And I'm going to extend it. This one is a lemon, so I get an output of yes. Now there's some other ways in which we can use the if function. So let's say if we have some numbers 15, 25, 50, and 84. So let's say equals if. So H10. Let's say if that is greater than 30. If that statement is true, I want Excel to basically perform a calculation rather than saying yes or no, and so that calculation will be, let's see. If it's true, I want Excel to multiply H10 by 10. If it's false, I want it to return a value of 0. And so in this case, H10 is not greater than 30. 15 is less than 30. So I've got a value of 0, and that is extended. Here 50 is greater than 30. So this cell, it performed the calculation that I wanted to do. That is 50 times 10, I got 500. And here 84 is above 30. So it multiplied 84 by 10, giving me 840. Now let's do something else. So let's do if. And let's start with H10 again. So let's say H10 is less than 30. So this time I'm gonna want Excel to basically take H10 and multiply it by, or rather subtract it by 10. Let's do something different. And if it's false, I wanted to divide H10 by 10. So here we know that 15 is less than 30. So we have the true statement. And thus we're gonna subtract the 9 by 10, giving us 5. And this is less than 30. So we do 25 minus 10, give enough, it's about 15. Now for this statement is false. So we get the calculation that's involved with the false statement. 50 is not less than 30, so for the false statement I wanted cell H12 to be divided by 10. So 50 divided by 10 is 5. And the same is true for this one. 84 divided by 10 is 8.4. And so you can make Excel perform certain calculations if the information in this cell is true or false based on your parameters. So let's say if we're analyzing this cell, and let's say it has two options, yes or no. So we can write if. So H15, let's say if it's yes. So let's put that in quotations. So if we have a yes entry in cell H15, what we are going to do is we are going to take this sum of this column. And if the same is false, meaning let's say if we don't have a yes, such as let's say if we have a no, and then instead of taking a sum, I'm going to take the average of this column. So this is a yes, which means I get the sum of those numbers. So if I type in equal 15 plus 25 plus 50 plus 84, I get 174. Now if I type in no, I'm gonna get the average instead. So if we type in equal average 15, 25, 50, and 84, you'll get 43.5, and so by changing yes or no, I can basically cause Excel to perform a certain calculation. The calculation if the statement is true, in this case sum, or the calculation if the statement is false, in this case average. And so that's how you can use the if function in Excel.